Before I can do any of that work, I need to let the glue sit. Before I can do any of that, I need to let the glue set up. And the best way to do that and not mess with it is do something in a different place. So I'm going to take the pallet wood project out in the garage, and I'm going to see if I can finish doing the shaping on the box. Hi, I'm old Sneelock. I'm out here in the land of power tools. I'm going to go after this box with a power sander. I looked at it and I thought, well, I could probably take a plane and trim off the edges. But the edges are so fragile that the plane is liable to hook them and start splintering them. With a sander, I can work away from the grain and work away from the edges, and it'll take a lot smaller bite. So I should be okay with it, but you never know. It's always at this last stage that you do something to screw up the whole thing. Hopefully it's going to work. Gonna need a different belt. Always want to unplug the machine and make sure it's not going to accidentally come on, because you really don't want to do that while you're holding on to the wheels. To change the belts on this Kalamazoo belt sander, you just have to loosen up the knob and push that arbor down. Flip it over the bottom pulley, up in front of the platen, and you push down the upper platen and slide it in. And you want to stay out of the way when you first turn it on, because you don't know what the belt's going to do. That's all the rough work done. I just need to go down and finish it up with a hand and do a little sanding and get the corners screwed up. But I think it's going to work pretty well. Definitely solid. Still don't know what kind of wood the sides are made out of. It smells kind of like maple when I'm sanding it. I know the bottom is definitely oak, just because of the way the rays are in it. But it's going to be a very, very solid little box. I need to carry this rabbet all the way around the end. And because this is end grain, I'm going to be using the Stanley 78. So I have to set the depth stop to the right depth. The easiest way for me to set the depth stop to match the other rebate is just to set it in the rebate and then slide the depth stop down to it. Make sure that I'm at 90. Okay, my depth stop is set. Now I have to make sure that my fence is set. And I'm going to do a variation on the same thing. I'm sure there's better ways to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. And that's going to get me a setting so that when I cut this rebate on the end, it should match the one on the side. And because I have this end down here that I'm going to just cut off anyways, that's where I'm going to practice. First cut is I drag the knicker backwards across the end grain, slice down through the end grain. Well, we're cutting good. There's no splinter. The knicker's working just fine. The blade's cutting well. Since I'm working on a spot that doesn't really much matter, I can take a couple shots at it. But even so, I want to sneak up on it. I don't want to go too far and then have to come back, because it's really tough to get wood to stay on there after you've taken it off once. Ah, beautiful. The end closes right up. The tongue fits right into the groove. Nice. Now there are people that do better jobs on boxes than I do, but none of them's here right now, and I think I'm the best guy in the room.